What's up, internet? It's your boy, the guy nobody remembers because he stopped making YouTube videos months ago. But there's a reason for that. Funny enough, I told this story, this entire story yesterday, but my new mic settings were not correct, and so it was all silent. So let's try this again. As you can see in front of me, this is not a ZX6 anymore. I actually sold my 2021 ZX10R, which was a fantastic bike, by the way. You know, had an exhaust, had an ECU flash, had all the bells and whistles, was extremely nice, including it had a fuel gauge, and this bike doesn't, but we'll get to that in a second. So let's talk about what actually happened, why I stopped making videos, you know, Moto Mondays, Moto Shorts, all sorts of stuff like that. The reason for that is because I actually had a motorcycle crash. It wasn't on my ZX6. I had found a 2010 CBR 1000RR, good lord, guy, and it needed some work on it. It had 20,000 miles, so I got the fork seals replaced and did a few other small things and got the ECU flashed on that. Well, it had 7 or 8 year old tires, and for anybody who rides motorcycles, you know that is way out of date, tread or not. So I neglected to change the tires, not thinking about it, and that caused some issues, and we'll get to that in just a second. Basically what had happened, God, this bike sounds so good. Basically what had happened was I had a high side crash, and that was from loss of traction because the rear tires were hard. As a matter of fact, it happened, wait for it, right here. Right here, right there, on that road right there, coming out of that parking lot. Now, for those of you who don't know, a low side crash is when a motorcyclist slides out, the bike goes out from under them, and they kind of fall and, you know, slide off the bike. A high side crash is where the rear end loses traction, the bike slides, but that the rear end regains traction. And when the rear end regains traction like that after a slide, it bucks the rider. And what generally happens is something similar to this. So the low, it goes low, loses traction, catches, and then throws the rider over. And that is exactly what had happened to me on the CBR. Now, because of that, I landed on the back of my helmet and my back, obviously, breaking that helmet, rendering it useless, had to get a new helmet, and also had to get a new mic setup for the GoPro because it also destroyed the mic for the GoPro. That is what has taken so long and why I haven't been doing any videos. I've had plenty of recorded footage, but it's all nothing but wind noise, you know, when I'm going through traffic and you can't hear what I'm saying at all. So I finally got a mic set up, and yeah, we should be back to making videos. Now, let's talk about why I am not on my 2021 ZX6R. I recently sold it, but before I sold it, I had picked up this bike. And for those of you who don't know what this bike is, judging by the tachometer, this is a ZX10R. This is a 2020 ZX10R. This is the leader bike version of the 636 that I had. This is a fantastic bike. Has quick shifter up and down with auto blip, has a steering dampener, has all the power you could ever need. But I am selling it as well. And the reason for that is because I'm picking up the Kawasaki Ninja H2. And for those of you who don't know, the H2 is Kawasaki's top of the line. Like, you can't get any higher unless you're racing on a track. The H2 is their pinnacle street bike. However, I'm not getting the regular standard H2. I will be getting the H2 SX SE Plus, which is the sport touring version of the H2. It still has a supercharged engine. Yeah, by the way, the H2 has a supercharger, if you didn't know. So it still has a supercharged engine, but it also has niceties like cruise control, heated grips, a bigger windscreen, a comfier seat for, you know, longer trips. So I will be picking up one of those hopefully this coming weekend, and I will start making videos, clickbaity title videos that say H2 here, H2 there, with it. I don't know if that's a cop up there in that gray SUV, so I gotta kind of be careful. Funny enough, I've only had this bike for about 2 months now. So, I go through bikes like most people go through candy. Also, if you're interested, this bike is for sale. 4,625 miles. It's a 2020. Fantastic bike, by the way. Like I said, all the power you could ever need. Has power modes, has, you know, adjustable, has launch control, has adjustable engine braking, adjustable traction control, things like that. So, I should have gone. I really should have. But it's a red light and that's dangerous. And I don't feel like dying today. He's got a yapper in the back seat, which is why I was doing that. It's yapping at me.